Hi everyone, so I finished my first project that was on my list to do once I moved into the new house, and it was just a little trip to London, just an overnight trip that I wanted to obviously scrapbook, because each time I go down to London we do something different, so I wanted to sort of include them all in my new London scrapbook, which is this one, which you would have seen a deconstructing of. But yeah, so we went to London the 15th to the 16th of April 2024. And the purpose of this trip was to go to the Churchill War Rooms, really. We had 2 days off together, so we thought we'd go down. And Joe really wanted to go to the Churchill War Room, so we decided to book that and then work things around it, basically. So the first things we did, we travelled down to London about sort of 10ish, I think. We got down there for lunch sort of time. We went to Spitalfields Market, which we've both never been to before. And it was really, really cool. It was very big. It was much bigger than I thought. And it had a mix of sort of independent sellers and clothing and all sorts of items. And then they had like a food court. Again, that had a mixture of everything really, from snacks to full-blown meals and sit-down restaurants and stuff like that. But we had Thai green curry, which was really, really good. It was expensive, but I find these sort of places are. Obviously, the cheaper things, you know, in London is like fast food restaurants and chains, but independent sellers, they are expensive, but they are very, very good food. So I would highly recommend. It's just not the cheapest of options. And I did actually finally get to try Humble Crumble, which is the reason why I went down in the first place, in all honesty. I wanted to go to this market because of this. They do actually sell it in other places as well across London. But yeah, I thought we'd go to Spitalfields because I knew it was there. So I love all the colours and things that I use. Obviously, it's just like black, blue, reds, whites. And I use a mixture of all different sort of London stickers. I didn't use all of them because I know that I've got other London trips coming up. So I was happy just to sort of use them as and when. But yeah, so the couple of photos of us down there, and I did keep, this was actually from the tray that the crumble came in, because obviously it was a bit messy, so I couldn't keep the cup or anything, but they did have a tray, so I just ripped that off. And I've always wanted to go see the British Library. I didn't realise how hard it was actually to get into it. I think you have to be a member. I could be completely wrong, but when we went there, I couldn't see anywhere obvious that we could go into without signing up, because all the doors have like restrictions on them. You know, you either need a pass or you need a code or something to get in, and we didn't have any of that. So I don't know if you have to register in order to work and go to the library. But I just wanted to see the building. So we walked in, and it did have obviously the big sign that said that it was opened by the Queen in 1998. And then these are some postcards, because as I said, we didn't get to go in fully to see it. We did see some of the rooms, and people were working. There was a lot of students working and things. So that was cool to see. But yeah, I really wanted to just see some of the postcards. So they do have a merchandise store, which you can pick up some bits and pieces there. So yeah, we didn't see much, but it was nice to finally go inside. And then one of the things that sort of appealed to us whilst we were down there was there was a trail, which we really enjoy. We love following a map and finding things on the map and stuff like that. And they had one for guide dogs. So we did that, and it meant that we had to go to Canary Wharf, which we've both never been to before fully. So we took the train over there. It's a different side of London really, but still central. But we took the train over there to start doing the trail, and it was a really nice day. Obviously being April, it's a little bit chilly, but it was still really nice and sunshine. So it was really nice. But we stayed at the Premier Inn Hub, which is a very basic Premier Inn. It's like the lowest of the Premier Inns. But it was for all we wanted really. The bed was quite small, that's the only thing I'd say, but it's very compact. But it was for one night, it was absolutely fine. So I just included a little sort of cutouts from our receipt that we got from staying there. And then this down the middle, when we went up to this Crossrail place, roof garden, so above the really fancy building in Canary Wharf, there's like a roof garden, and it normally has bits and pieces going on, either like statues or something. In this case, it had these little storytelling booth thing, and it was free, and it basically, you pressed a button and it gave you a tiny little story, which I thought was really cute. And this one was by Katie Bettis. But I just thought it was nice. It printed out this, and I just thought I'd include it. And these are just some pictures of us walking around Canary Wharf and enjoying the views. So this was the trail that we did. So I just printed out all the dogs separately on my Canon selfie, just as like I managed to get 4 on one 6x4, so I've just printed them out. I think I did. I either print out my calendar selfie, or I might have actually done the layout on my calendar selfie and then sent it off with the photos. If you do that and save it to your photos and then upload it to wherever you print your photos, they should come out fine. So I think that's what I did, because I did that with the gnomes as well for my Poland trip, and it worked out quite well, and obviously it saves me money. So I think that's what I did, because they don't look perforated. So yeah, so that was good. So I managed to get all the dogs. I was going to include the full map, but then it was a bit chunky, and I realised when you opened it, it was upside down. So I thought I'd just settle with sort of tearing the map apart. So this is the map, and all the numbers obviously correspond with the dogs. I haven't got them in any sort of order. It doesn't really worry me too much about which order they came in, but it's just nice to see the actual map of Canary Wharf. And this is the Crossrail Place and Roof Garden I was just talking about. But yeah, it was nice to wander around. I don't really go to Canary Wharf very often. I think I've been there now 3 times, but I've never been shopping or anything. So it's a really good place to have a wander around. But this was just the front of the map. It just says the dates that it was going from. So I thought that was quite good. And again, just dotted the dogs around as I could. And then just added a little bit of journaling and some stickers, cute little dog stickers that I had. And then for tea that evening, Joe found this pub, which is called the Old Bank of England, because it literally is the Old Bank. And it's a pub that has been, a bank that's turned into a pub, and it's really grand and just amazing. A very old bank obviously has all the underground vaults and things like that, and they've turned those into the toilets and things. So it's really, really funky to go in there. We went pretty much around sort of people finishing work time. So there was a lot of locals as such, Londoners having like an after work beer and things. But the actual bar itself was amazing. It's got like the Old Bank of England written around the chandeliers. And I think they're all wine glasses and stuff. But yeah, the toilets were really cool. I didn't actually go, but I remember Joe saying they were really cool down there. And yeah, just really nice entrance. And they had a red bus outside as well. So I got a picture of that. So we had pie and mash for tea. We both had the same thing. The food was fine. It wasn't the best I've ever had, but it's typical sort of pub food. But I did book in advance because I got told that it was quite popular. So I did book in advance to make sure we definitely got seats. But what I didn't realise was that it was on Fleet Street. And along with that, it actually was all themed around Sweeney Todd. And for some reason, like I didn't book this, but we got given the barber seats. So they're actually like the old style, like barber, chairs that you get in the barber, is that what it's called? Can't think what it's called. But yeah, it was really cool to sit on them. They didn't move, so you had to sort of move the table. But it was really cool to see all the walls around. We managed to get this picture. Once people left, we managed to get some pictures. But they were the only seats in there that were like that. The rest were all just normal, so I don't know what we did to get those seats. But it was really fun. So they had like Mrs. Lovett's meat pie sort of posters. They had all like the knives and stuff, the tools. So yeah, it was really fun and very unexpected. I just didn't really realise it was on Fleet Street when Joe mentioned it to me. I booked it and I didn't even look at the address. I literally just turned up. So yeah, it was really cool, and yeah, just really nice to see some references to Sweeney Todd, because I didn't think there was much on Fleet Street about Sweeney Todd at all. I've never seen anything for it. So yeah, it was a nice sort of surprise. And then the last thing we did was the Churchill War Room. So as I said, this was Joe's, I don't know, it's all dusty. Not sure what that is. Problem with house renovations. So this was one of Joe's things that he really wanted to do. And this was sort of the main point of the trip, because he wanted to go down and see the war rooms basically. And they cost £32 each, so not cheap. But we were there for about 3 to 4 hours, so we did get our money's worth, and they're well worth going if you're interested in the war and any sort of history. So they take you down into like the bunkers of where they were working throughout the war, and they still had some of the maps and all the stuff that you use, like the telephones and things. So it was really, really interesting. And you've got an audio guide included, so you literally listen to that as you're walking around. And then there was like a big section about Churchill himself, like his lifestyle, his childhood, all that sort of stuff. So it was really interesting. I found it really interesting, but we spent most of the morning there. And again, we booked in advance because it does get really busy. I noticed here when we went down to London a couple of months back, I saw the queues outside, so I knew to book in advance just because I think they only have so many gaps. So if you are interested, you do need to book in advance. You can turn up and hope for the best, but they only allow so many people in at certain times. I just got a really cool postcard. I really like this one. It's just got some of the famous quotes that Churchill said. This was a cool poster on the wall. And then this is actually the original number 10 door on Downing Street. So Churchill actually went through this door. It was replaced due to a fire. So that's why this one is in here, and obviously a new one's been put on. But yeah, it was really cool to see the original door that was on when Churchill was in power. So yeah, it was a really fun little trip. Not many pages at all, literally about 8 or 10 pages, but fun to get back into scrapbooking and obviously ticking some things off my list. So I hope you enjoyed this quick flip through, and I'll be back with my new one soon. Bye.